Hello traders. Hi everyone. We should be on live from the 5ers Trading Room. So again, happy to be with you here today as usual on Tuesday. As you can see, we changed a little bit the environment. This is going to be even more better very soon. So I appreciate that you like the stuff, and I'm feeling also well here on this new light and new place. So first of all, let me know if the sound is good, if you see me as well, and if the microphone is set up properly before we start and we move into the market today. Hi Michael, hi Ultra. Am I the only one here? Actually not, I'm here with you, but I believe other people will interact on the chat. But just before, give me a feedback to check if everything is okay. Hi Susan. Sounds fine, okay. So if the sound's fine, if you see me, we are set up already. Okay. All good, all good. Peter, Alpha. Thank you guys for the feedback. Shaney, how good are you doing? I'm going well. I'm going well. We have quite a lot of work here at the 5ers. As you know, I'm actually in charge of the trading desk here in the risk management. So there is a lot of things happening all the time. We want to innovate and provide the best environment for our traders. So this takes a lot of time. I'm quite actually aside of the market. I'm not following so much the specific news of the day. So guys, if you have any things or any question you want to ask, or even discuss with me about a subject that actually I don't check or I will not share, let me know and we will discuss it together on the chat. Also, it's a trading room, but I don't like to speak alone, and I like to interact with you. I think this is why I like doing this type of trading room. Of course, if I found a spot today in the market, so I will be answering. I don't want to position myself in the long-term position. Like I said, I'm actually not focusing so much in the market. But as usual, I like to take some scalping entry and day trades that I don't want to hold in the market. So we are going to check this together today. Okay, so let's move directly into the market. As far as I'm talking, I will also change to my stuff here. Just fell on it a few minutes ago. I quite not happy with that because I failed probably this good entry. This is the type of setup I generally like to enter. Huge uptrend and at least no retracement. All the time the market goes back here to the mean. As we can see, the market continue to push and at least no retracement in the bottom here, the bottom range of the Bollinger Bands. Stochastics also was above 80, 96, starting to cross, and the market went down. I think it was a nice spot for Aussie dollar today. This is also why that explains why I don't know what's actually happening in the market. I'm not hearing that the dollar is actually weakening, the dollar is strengthening. We actually still in uncertainty, so that's why actually the market are very sideways, and it will. I think it's quite the same in the euro and in the pound. So it's quite nice to expect all the time a sideways movement in this particular period. So this is important to say. Again, a small disclaimer as usual: any trades or any analysis I will be providing today is only for educational purposes. I don't intend to give you any trading signals or trading advice. You need to take your own responsibility, and of course you are actually the own people that will decide for the decision in trading or whatever. So again, you need to apply risk management in your trading. Okay, this was for the Aussie dollar. Here it's quite late to enter, guys. We are actually probably around 40 pips below the good entry. So opening a sell here is already too late in my case. Even some people will say, it's a confirmation, the market already react. And again, I'm will not opening a sell here. We'll also get rid of all the other chart here. Okay, I also want to long the euro, but again, it looks like the market was. And today we've got an interesting move. Yeah, it can be a spot actually. You know, here to expect as well. Yeah, we need to here. It's on the H4, so like I said today, I prefer to find a short-term, very short-term spot to make a short scalp. Here on the H4, we still see that there is still momentum in the downside, so I prefer to wait. Maybe we can see on lower time frame. This can be actually a good spot for make a short scalp in the euro. Yeah, it looks like we have some pressure. I still want to check if we have any news today to not get caught as well. It's important to okay, calendar. No, we don't have an event today. Tuesday 9th. We have tomorrow. We have the CPI tomorrow. The forecast is the same as the previous, so they believe we will not change the CPI year to year. So maybe it's not bad today for, you know, expecting the market to play in a range. That can combine with the way I want to trade today. Again, expecting the market not to have a big breakout like we just had on the Aussie dollar. CPI is tomorrow. There is nothing to hurry up, let's say, to position yourself. The S&P also will open. Say the US indices will open in the next 20 minutes. And again, not a big move on the pre-market. Just went down until here. Stop here. Okay, not interesting. What about the pound yen? Yeah, the pound yen, I found nothing actually. Only by looking at this type of chart. The only way I want to trade if I trade a pound yen today would be a short sell on the downside. As you know, we have this type of channel starting to create. So we might expect if the market goes up a little bit, the market can retrace from here. This is not so bad to make a sell in the pound yen. I will have to wait. We are actually in a demand zone in the H1 in the euro, so this is why I'm still looking for a buy here, even if it can be dangerous as the market is dropping, and we still have a lot of probably entry here buyers. I think I can start to position myself a little bit. My stop loss should be very tight, but I think that there is quite a spot here to respect on the demand. You see, so I will still keep all this rectangle to play. I think there is 20 pips, so I have a 20 pips margin of error here, where, you know, the market can still continue to go against me. But again, I still prefer that the market will bounce back from this spot, which is the demand. As you see on the 30 minutes and 15-minute chart, we have at least no retracement. The market went down with at least no retracement. Stochastics is below 20, starting to cross. On M5 is quite the same. It looks like the market is all the time, you know, creating a base and then continuing on the downside. You see, we had this on the Asian session, and then we had this type of thing in the London session. So the market tends to go lower all the time when the market is starting a compression. And again, we drop here and just reach into a demand. This was already eaten. You see, it's basically this spot here. So the consumption here was specifically for this demand, but we still have another big demand here on the H1 and 30-minute chart just here. So yeah, let's see how the market react. Of course, I will have other spot to enter a bit lower, you know, in the big rectangle, which is this you know, this big area here. But again, I still prefer the market to manage to push up a little bit from here. Like I said, I don't want to hold a long-term position and bring myself into building and all the time managing the positions. I think for me it's quite nice to make an entry here, waiting for 20-30 pips. Let's say if the market can go back to at least that spot, it can be nice for me to actually exit the market, which will be a 30 pips trade, which is fair enough. Hey Mark, happy to see you here. I see you a lot of many times on our trading room, so appreciate. Dollar yen, yeah, let's check dollar yen. I checked the pound yen, but was not so much impressed by the chart and you know, influence. Okay, interesting. Okay, I already see what you mean, and yeah, this is the type of spot I like to go for the same of the day. Resistance, you know, it's nice because it's easy for everyone to identify this type of zone. Again, the question is when the market will break it. Here on M5 we have at least no retracement. Stochastics above 80. We can start by opening a short position here as well. This is the same like the euro dollar, but here we do the invert. I will go with the lower USD currency, but I think that's nice here. Oh, 0.29. Never mind. But yeah, this is quite a nice spot. The market will open in the next 15 minutes in US. I want to react with that that area, and of course I don't want to over risk here. So I still have the big rectangle to, you know, increase a little bit, and the fact is that if the market here break it, I won't be able to hold it too much, okay, because we don't have, you see, we have nothing on the left side of the chart. So if the market break this zone, I don't know where the market will stop, and I prefer to get stopped out. Yeah, and we had a nice impulse here on the H4 moving up. We are still going back to the 80 level, and here, for example, in the M5 we are at the top, so the market can go back, let's say, to that spot, to go back to the middle of the range. Just let me change the you know what, purple, magenta. Okay, this will be the place where I want the market to go back exactly to the mean. Here the market push a little bit. I can try to reinforce what's happening in the euro. Yeah, euro, nothing happening again. Still building the position. Again, I repeat, it's I don't want to hold the trade, so it will be like a day trade or a short scalp, depends on the market react. We'll enter the second part of the trade. Again, the stop loss should be very tight in this type of trade. How did you learn how to trade? Yeah, for some people, I don't know about my background. I started as a options trader in the commodity market. So I I I bring all the complexity of options into CFD and and directional trading. You see here, it's mainly directional trading. We are expecting the price or to move up or to move down. Here the market just spiked. I want to check what's happening, if the market can at least react. If we have some sellers. So this is basically the way I all the time try to identify if there is a big volatility movement and if we are far from the mean, what is the standard deviation. So here I actually don't have any tools to give me the data at a specific moment of time, but only by looking at the chart and just have knowledge you can understand how far we are from the mean, and you can start create a strategy by that. But or I start learning trading in options. I was in the option desk in the commodity markets, and this is how I started basically. I started trading options during 1.5 years, and then I moved into CFD and Forex trading, and it's more directional. When you trade options, you don't trade the direction of the price. I won't enter into deep details, but option is a bit more complex. But let's say the process is the same. You want to buy at a low price and you want to sell at a high price, or invert. Expect the euro to spike up. Yeah, this is what I'm expecting here right now. We are in a demand zone in the 30 minutes or H1 chart. Just open the first part of the trade here. I don't want to hold it again a long period of time. I prefer to close it at the end of the American session, if not before. So let's wait. Yeah, we should be patient right now and just need to wait. What's happening in gold? I know that gold is moving a lot, quite a lot recently, making a new all-time high and then move back down. Yeah, quite not happening a lot the last few days. We see this movement. Market has went down. Here the market is fluctuating, not any big movement going on. Yeah, quite interesting the movement we had in gold. Yeah, I would look for a sell, basically not here. We are quite a bit far from the zone, but the market went down drastically, then creating a short-term trend like a compression, go back to the supply level here, which is actually it was support, creating a resistance. We already had a rejection just here. See, we are also stochastics moving with it. So maybe we can wait that the market goes back into this zone and then opening a sell position. I think this would be a nice move, and this would be more a swing trade because we are looking to a higher time frame. But we can highly expect the market to go back to below the 2000 level in gold. Again, gold recently is very connected with, I think, what's happening in the US with the banks and all the collapse, where the Fed is actually helping, and then we see like Credit Suisse and Silicon Valley Bank and all of that stuff in the US banking industry, where people are starting to say, yeah, what what's actually going on there. We maybe think that the traditional banking industry can be uncertain right now, and we prefer to move our asset to gold, and this is why actually we see a spike here and a lot of volatility coming in gold. Sorry. And I think also the war between Russia and Ukraine here is still have a part in the movement that we see. I just read recently again that Russia was tracking Ukraine and so on. So there are still something happening there. Again, like I said just before, I'm not so much connecting actually right now with the market. But if I only see, like, this is what's good in trading as well. But you see TV and you see trading, you see news in TV, and you can all the time say, okay, this is what's happening here in Ukraine. This can be an impact in commodity, especially in gold when there is uncertainty. So this is nice. And of course there is a correlation. Of course all the war that we have in East Europe is actually affecting the gold and the price of gold. Hello, I came late. That's fine. You can come late. Okay, what will be your target in the dollar yen? Again, this will be around the purple line, which is the mean of this consolidation zone. Okay, I don't want to hold it until the bottom. I want to hold it at the mean. What I can do also is, if the market go back to here, I can close partial and then move the stop loss to break even. So it depends, and let the other part going into the bottom. But I generally like to take my profit at the middle here, or at least a big part of the profit, to not be greedy. Okay, Biazon, Cade, Canadian CHF. Yeah, then can open it. Yeah, I cannot look at the CAD Swiss in the short time frame, basically. If I go to the daily, we see a big downtrend. I think it's quite clear here for everyone. And if I go to the weekly, it's even more highlight here. The fact is that the market make sorry, why it's created like that? Okay, it's made a lower low from 2020. What is the monthly? Also the monthly, I think we made a lower low in the whole time in the CAD Swiss. Okay, so this is the first things why I don't want to make a sell, first of all, if I see the big picture. And in Forex it's a cycle. It's not like a stocks where GameStop stocks went down from 300 and actually trading around $20. We need to understand that the CAD and the Swiss are currency for a country. They are all their economy and all their economic system is based on their currency. So I'm not talking about specific country like Venezuela or Turkey, where there was a lot of problems here with the debt. Here CAD and Swiss are basically a strong currency. So when I see a price moving down basically from 2006 until now 50%, and in the long term I cannot make a sell, even we make here a lower low. Okay, so it's like telling to yourself, okay, here when the market make a new low, I don't want to make a sell. Okay, and then the market continue spike up a little bit, and again, what's happened here? Quite the same. We made a new low and the market react, and here it will be the same, guys, I believe. Okay, we make a new low and people will start to buy. So as a trader, you don't want to be the last one to sell. This is why I don't go with the trend most of the time. Here the trend is to sell, and I don't want to make a sell. Did I want to make a buy? Maybe not right now in the daily chart, but this is something you can expect. Okay, if the market went down a little bit, make a retrace in a time frame, in a daily time frame, whatever, you can actually make a buy. No, this is like making a buy in the Bitcoin when the Bitcoin were trading around 60k. Okay, so it's the same mindset. I will not make a buy where the market is at the top, all-time high, and I will not make a sell when the market is at all-time low. Okay, this is all I think, mainly. So again, in the lower time frame, again, I don't see any big things to do. Maybe here in the 15-minute chart, we still are at the top of last week. Again, this is why I don't want to make a sell here, is because stochastics is still below 80. So it can work, but by going into my strategy, I don't want to make a sell here, basically because stochastics is still at 60. We are still at the top of Bollinger Bands, but I don't want to take the risk. This is not in my plan. Dollar yen, yeah, we have quite a nice reaction here. You see, so the uptrend was very clear. We identified that the market reached a resistance, say a zone. Stochastics was above 80 already. Here it can be also divergence, if you guys understand divergence in stochastics. So again, I'm not waiting for any confirmation. If people like want to ask me, yeah, you don't wait confirmation. No, I don't wait confirmation. I'm just seeing if the market is on the zone, if I have all the signals to go with me, and then I execute. So thanks, Mark, for this type of zone. This is quite a type of zone I like to trade. Here basically it's very easy. You see a sideways pattern, and just you sell at the top and you buy at the low. Of course, you need to be ready for fake a signal. Here we have quite all the signal in M5 because market here is at the top in stochastics. We are at the top of Bollinger Bands, and we are also at the top in the zone. So we are actually the tree like signal for me that say, okay, it's a green light for me to open a sell. Of course, it's not working 100%. Okay, I'm not a magician that every trade I take will win, but in the long term, this is something that keeps your profitability very high. Hi, positive mind. This is a very interesting question. Our trading option at want to know. So are you talking about trading CFDs if I'm using option flows, or you talking about what I did when I was trading options? This is two different stuff. But actually, when I trade CFD, I don't look actually the price of the options or the implied volatility or the vega of the option itself, but only the mindset. Okay, generally when you know how to trade vega and the implied volatility, you expect all the time the volatility to come back at the mean, and this is the way the theory I bring into CFD, and this is why I think when the market is at all the time low, I don't want to sell, but I want to expect the market to have high volatility. It's like the VIX. You know, when the VIX is like 18, 17, 16, 15. You don't want to make a sell because you don't know when. Okay, the S&P will have a spike and the VIX will like push to 20, 25. So this is the theory. Of course, I make a sum up of this. But this is how I make the switch into CFDs. And again, when I traded option, I didn't look about the direction of the price. I was most of the time delta neutral, delta zero. So I mean, all the time I was hedging myself to the market regarding the direction of the price. No, I'm not looking volume as well in Forex. I know that Jordan is quite here have the same mindset. Jordan is the one that trade also in Trade Delicious. He's using volume in the London session. With the same type of setup, not going with the trend, waiting a lower in volume to expect a U-turn in the market. No, I'm not looking at option positioning in CFD actually. This is something I can look for. I think this is quite an aspect if I already understand how option moves and how option works. So of course I should be looking for say something that can give me an insight. There is a lot of things regarding options hedging, which I don't know if you know, but when a fund or hedge fund have options portfolio, they need to hedge their gamma. Okay, we call it gamma, and basically also they need some time to make the rollover in options. So I think on very deep website talking about options and you know more professional analysis. Banks and traders are looking for the call and put ratio regarding that. I don't remember what is it, but they look at the options volume they have in the portfolio to say, okay, maybe at this point we can expect a big sell-off because options are like this in their portfolio. So of course, actually I don't want to enter into deep details. Option is very other complex subject. Okay, the market just opens in US. Maybe let's look what's happening in the US market right now. I'm not okay. We have quite a drop here in the lower time frame. Yeah, not a big drop. You're welcome, Positive Mind. Thank you for the subject here. Thank you for bringing it up. Yeah, my view on gold was quite simple. I mean, gold is highly affected recently because the war between Russia and Ukraine, and also what's happening in US regarding the bank institution with all the collapse with SVB Bank and all of that stuff. So we have quite a lot of movement in liquidity moving on in gold. So this is the first things we need to keep in mind. The second thing is technically here, if I want to do anything, we had, for me this was quite a big technical levels. Okay, the market spike here, goes back down one time, two time, again make another spike. Here, break down on the news. I think this was last Friday on the NFP, if I'm right. And then the market here goes slowly goes back into this movement. So goes back slowly into this zone, which is again a supply. So there might be here a lot of selling orders. So here for me, I'm looking for a sell in the 30 minutes time frame or even H1. I'm not looking for a buy here. And again, if you talk to me about what you think about the weekly chart or the monthly chart, it's quite the same. I don't want to expose myself into a long entry here on the gold specifically. If I build my portfolio a few months or few let's say 1-2 years ago, and I'm still buying any month's gold, this is fine. But opening a net position on gold, why now? It's not a good place. Okay, you cannot open a buy When you see here already big rejection at the 2020 zone, we already got a reaction in 2020, in 2021 as well, let's say end of 2021. And we already got some rejection here on the daily chart on 2023. So again, not looking for a buy here in terms of positioning your portfolio. Not also a sell, because all of the uncertainty we have in the market. Of course, gold tend to push up when we have a lot of uncertainty. And the last thing will be technically, will be more focusing here on a sell than on a buy. Okay, we have quite a lot of indication. So this was for gold. What about the pound yen? I look at the pound yen just before. Again, I was not so impressed by the chart. Yeah, again, yes, it's quite. I see in the weekly chart we are still at the top. So if I want to follow again my own intuition, I won't make a buy at that spot. I don't want the market to make a breakout. This is all the way I trade. I know that for some traders they say, okay, the weekly chart it's an uptrend, which is true. Okay, we are in an uptrend in the weekly chart. So depends. If you buy here, this is something you can hold. But when the market is approaching the top, I don't want to position myself again in a buy in the weekly chart. And again, looking at lower time frame, I don't see a lot of things. The only thing I see, but it's not a big signal, it's starting to create let's say lower high and lower low. So we have like a short uptrend on the lower time frame. But again, you see the shape of the trend is not like, say, the curve here is not the shape. Yeah, the shape. I don't remember what to call it, but the inclination. Okay, let's focus on the trade I already have open. I will repeat for people at the trainers right now. The type of trade I have here is not for long-term positioning. Is like for today, it's a day trade or short scalp. Here it will be more like a day trade. As the say, I'm already in position like more than 20 minutes. So let's wait for the market to move to the way to the place I want. Here in the dollar yen, we see a nice reaction here. On the M1 we had this huge uptrend. Here we got some sell, and here the market tend to move down. Again, the market is not reaching yet to take profit, so I will still put at least one TP in case I'm not in the computer, and I will let the other one running. Oh, thanks, appreciate. Yeah, I'm using fundamental when traders ask me, but I believe that if you ask any other traders like Saul or Michael or Yaniv, even Gil himself, will be able to discuss and share about fundamentals analysis. But yeah, I was all the time when I was trading options, and especially in commodities and in oil, I was all the time reading news and understand what's happening in the fundamental way. You cannot trade options if you don't know what's happening in the market itself. Okay, if you don't tell me here it's dollar yen and just get rid of the name of it, you can also trade it technically. And this is how I combine the two. You can trade fundamental and also technical, but you can also only trade technical. Today, traders that made a lot of money are traders that trade using expert and algorithm based on data. Okay, they use data all the time. They say, okay, if I make a back test 5 years ago and I test this use all the time, the strategy on this same expert, I have an accuracy of 80%, and this will bring me a PNL, a green PNL of, I don't know, 1 million. And actually, people that trade EA and algorithm are more like maths and scientists. They don't care about fundamentals. The people that care about fundamental are people that say, okay, I have a desk of traders that trade algo. Myself, as the head of trading desk or head of trading room, like I have 20 traders, I need to understand if my exposure I have in the market regarding the fundamentals is correct or no. So there is a lot of way you can combine all of this, but of course fundamentals you can. There is a lot of things about fundamental. And again, I don't believe training only on fundamentals, and I don't believe relying only on technical. The way is to combine the two things. Okay. Yeah, we have a nice spike in the euro. We'll still have to think where I want to get rid of the position. I think here will be a nice spot for me. You know, just coming back to that spot because here the market can make retrace down. Why the euro is actually pushing like that? Maybe with the S&P and then the US indices are also pushing right now. Generally, there is a positive correlation between the two, but let's check in. Yeah, okay. This is basically this small movement, but again, not enough. And last things about fundamentals, if it's something that interests you guys, don't position yourself using fundamental analysis on a day trade. It will not work many of the time. If you like to trade and based on your fundamental analysis, you need to hold your trade at least 1 week, 2 weeks, sometimes a month. It takes sometimes few weeks or few months for the market to go on a way you think about. Fundamentally, okay, you need to let the price make his move, give him some space to go the way you want. So this is why actually on basically talking about the euro and dollar yen trade I have right now, there is no fundamental analysis on it because I will only hold the trade for a matter of few hours, or I will not hold the trade until tomorrow, and there is no fundamental analysis here that will impact actually the price, basically. But if I want to position myself, for example, in gold or whatever, in pound yen, in the weekly chart, you must have something in mind. I say, okay, fundamentally, the price will go up because X, Y, Z, and so on. So most of the time, traders that trade with the 5ers are only, day trade, scalper. We still have a lot of swing traders that use fundamental, but this is a small part of our pool here at the 5ers. All right. Okay, guys. We reached the end of the trading session. I appreciate being with you. I don't remember if last Tuesday I was there or not. I was not here last Tuesday because there was two trading strategy that Saul and Michael have released and have explained. So yeah, this was, I think, maybe 2 weeks that I didn't make any trading room here. So yeah, again, appreciate the time being with you. I think you like the content and you like the way we discussed. Don't hesitate to interact again with me next time. So yeah, just to ensure, I noticed that a stop loss is no longer a requirement on an instant account. That's correct. You don't need to put a stop loss as long as you respect the daily pause, which is 3% today. We're starting to we rely on our traders, so it's easier. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, I hope positive minds. I don't know what your name, but I hope you will finish the last stage, go into a live account, and yeah, don't hesitate to we'll make an interview with you. Appreciate. Again, thank you guys. I wish you a nice day. Appreciate the way the time you spent with me. And yeah, see you next Tuesday, guys. Goodbye. Have a nice day.